for July 6, 2026.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for adoption of the minutes. Any corrections?
No.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Shannon?
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Roman.
Yes.
All right, the next item, Mr. Vega is not able to be here this evening, so we will postpone that until our next regular session. This brings us to our Commissioner's Staff Report. Ms. Shannon, do you have anything for us this evening?
Well, we are doing some interviews for the HR position. And we've had 2 so far. And we found some good candidates that we're looking at.
Good.
We'll probably be making a decision, hopefully by the end of the week.
Awesome. That's good news.
So that's all I have right now.
All right, thank you. Ms. North, do you have anything to say?
Mayor Roberts, State Commissioners, I do not have anything tonight.
All right. And there's Commissioner White.
Hot in here.
Oh, yeah, and before you see anyone turn that.
Air down.
All right. Police Chief.
Yes, sir. Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, I have a couple uncertified officers in the process, but at this time, nobody has met the minimal standards. We also have a couple certified officers in the process. School supply drive will be July 16th from 1700 until the supplies are all gone. We'll also have hot dogs, other snacks for the kids. The kids need to be driven. Our staff report will be submitted next week. And update on the 4th of July, we have had no issues. Had the drones fly over, the traffic flowed fairly good behind the park. Spoke with a couple people about the fireworks, and it seemed like that everybody's seen them just fine from the park. So it seemed like it went off pretty good. Now I have a couple comments on the resolutions tonight.
Okay, that's good.
Questions?
Questions, Commissioner? Have none. Thank you, sir. Fire Chief.
Mr. Mayor, members of the commission, so as Chief Clark said, the fireworks from the fairgrounds seem to be a success. We had a few complaints from people who said they didn't know it was gonna be over there, but for the most part, it was good. My guys really liked it because they said they felt safer. They didn't have the traffic and stuff coming by, and which was the main part of it. We're gonna have to replace some of the fire tubes. Some of them kind of blew apart. We've had those tubes for, well, I've been here for 22 years, so we've had them longer than I've been here. So some of them are starting to come apart. The few that we're looking at replacing is gonna be about $110. They're not too much, like $27 a tube. We had 13 fire calls after the fireworks show the night of the 4th. We had 10 grass fire, 2 dumpster fire, and 1 structure fire. Most of the grass fire were out in the county, but a few were in town, and then the 2 dumpster fires and the structure fire were in town. We have hired 1 new employee. She's already a certified EMT, which helps. She started last Tuesday, and now, as of right now, we're full on staffing.
Good.
I've been staying in contact with the county emergency management about the emergency sirens, and right now they're getting everything together so they can send it out for RFP. If you see that paper I set in front of you, the green is where we're looking at possibly putting the new sirens, and then the black ones are where our old ones are already placed. So the ones on the left of your paper, those are off of 17, and then these come over here on commercial, and they're go up. So all still in city limits. This one on the northwest up here is just before you go out of city limits over in that area, to where it'll alert those people, plus it would hopefully reach like that trailer park that's further north. It's county, but we still want to be able to alert people. And then We have received the new command truck. We received it on Thursday, the 2nd. It is outside if anybody wants to look at it. Fire Marshal Richie backed into one of the cop cars here a couple of weeks ago, one of the new ones. He was taking drug and alcohol screening and all the police reports, the incident reports, all that was completed and turned in. So repairs, he said they quoted him about 1,700 and the deductible is 2,500. So I told him we'll just pay for it out of our budget. We had a structure fire last Wednesday. Fire Marshal Richie there again. He was fully bunkered up, masked up, packed up, was walking. It was a bunch of junk and stuff around the place. Anyway, he stepped in a hole and he sustained an avulsion fracture to his left fibula. Pretty much they told him no weight bearing for a week. They gave him a walking boot, some crutches, and told him pretty much after that, it's just kind of how he feels. He was supposed to have a doctor's appointment this afternoon. I don't know how that went, but there again, all paperwork, everything was filled out. It was turned into Miss Shannon, so. And then we have a blood drive on Thursday, the 16th. It's gonna be at the bus at Norley. It's the Battle of the Badges. So anybody that's willing to give blood, please donate. So other than that, that's all I have.
Question? I don't hear it. Thank you. Commissioner Rodriguez.
I just wanted to thank Mr. Robert for the upkeep of the park. I've heard a bunch of, I've seen a bunch of comments on Facebook. It's looking really nice. I've driven by there. Of course, it's looking really, really nice. Thank you for that. The ballparks too. Good job. So,
Awesome. I second that also. Thank you. Commissioner Remote. Commissioner White. Commissioner, nothing. All right. Mr. Bancourt, do you have anything at this time?
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, just a quick update. Under the circumstances, we're continuing the finance department the best we can. Bills getting paid, working on payroll currently. We did hire a new payroll clerk. So she's training currently. Bank recs for May, June are in progress. So that's a work in progress, and hopefully with some help here pretty soon, we can get it all caught up and stay current.
Awesome.
So that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Questions? Okay. City manager.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, as previously mentioned, the staff and I have been busy conducting interviews since our last meeting. Besides the assistant city manager, we have filled the 2 vacant water billing clerk positions and the payroll clerk position. And as Shannon said, today we interviewed 2 people for the HR partner position. The GRT number for April 2026, which was distributed in June, was $1,223,006.05 as compared to $1.04 million for the same period last year. Retail was the largest contributing sector at 28%. We had a meeting with Enriched Communities last week for them to update us on the status of their project. I sent out an email to the commissioners with the pertinent information discussed. If all goes well, they could potentially break ground in 10 to 12 months. I've been working to obtain both meter readings and test results from the city-owned effluent meter and sampling for the Navajo effluent discharge, which is out at the wastewater treatment plant, so that we can put forth a revised billing contract with them in the next few months. Navajo sends on average 8 million gallons of effluent per month to the city treatment plant. We continue to move forward with our systematic meter replacement for at least half of our 4,400 customers. Most of the large commercial accounts have been swapped out. We are now targeting our residential meters and especially dead meters, which provide no data to us over the air, resulting in the need for manual reads every month, which is time consuming and error prone. This month, we had about 350 customer manual reads, down from 500 a year ago. Our goal is less than 50 manual reads per month. To date, we have swapped out 286 meters, and we just received another shipment of 580 last week. However, we may have to revisit the idea of hiring an outside contractor to assist us. because currently our swap out capacity is 25 meters per week. And at that rate, if we wanted to swap out all 4,400 meters citywide, it would take us almost 3.5 years to complete. Finally, Michael and I had a check-in call with our DFA analyst this afternoon. We will have resolutions for the commission's approval at the July 27th meeting for both the fourth quarter report and the final budget. We hope to get that data to you ahead of the meeting, but the final budget will almost be a carbon copy of the interim budget. Both reports are due on July 31st, and I'll be happy to stand for any questions.
Questions?
Have you gotten a quote on what it would cost for a third party to come in and help with those meter swaps?
Yes. But I think we're gonna have to go out for RFP.
Okay.
It's not horrible.
It's not horrible. How many have we completed approximately?
286
286.
out of 4,400.
Well, we bought 2,000 or 2,200, I can't remember.
Oh, I'm sorry, we bought 2,000.
2,000,
Yes.
so,
They're being delivered in shipments. So, yeah, at 25 per week, that translates into 3.5 years almost. So,
But don't you want the company you got them from to help install them?
they have contractors that they work with, but, you know, Robert just wants to do it all himself.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, they're.
couple of weeks,
they're a
right, Robert?
Single sole provider, so you wouldn't start.
It could maybe go run it through sole source, we'd have to check. It is somewhat of a
Cause I
specialized.
wouldn't want, like, I don't think they'd warranty the meters if someone else could.
So, might take a look at it.
Any further questions? Okay, Carrie Ann, thank you, City Manager.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Ball.
Mayor and Commissioners, there will be a public notice in the newspaper, this Thursday and next Thursday on, it'll be for the Loma for our FEMA mapping, our floodway in the area of commercial and R. That's where the county is going to build the training center. And of course, right now, my map shows it goes right through there where they're gonna build. So they're moving, they're doing a map amendment with FEMA. So I had to publish that notice in the local paper for our citizens to be aware that that's going on. So it's just a remap and we're working on it. I've been
I'm
working
sure
on
they're
it
trying to
for-
get it from the north side of the property into the
Into the
trench
ditch where
that was,
goes,
yes.
yes. Yeah, that's all we're trying to do, so. And I'm also still working, there has been surveys going on, in the north commercial area and from Love to Commercial, from Jefferson to D, for the Loma that the NMDOT is having to do for me because they messed with the Main Street floodway. So I've been working a lot on these different floodway items, so.
All right, sounds good, thank you.
And that's all I have.
Questions? Thank you. Counselor, how are you this evening?
Well, thank you. Mayor and Commissioners don't have anything new to report at the meeting, but I can tell you that, I think we reached an agreement with Percheron and New Mexico Gas on the access agreement. There were a couple of things they wanted to change on our red line and they were pretty insignificant. So I'll get a copy of it to, David, and then, we can get it back on the agenda whenever, you guys see fit. So,
Okay.
don't have anything else to, discuss, or maybe a few questions on one of the items. But I'd be happy to stand for questions if you have any.
Questions?
Thank you.
Hear none, thank you. All right, this brings us to our public comment time. I have one person, so Ms. Colleen, you're welcome to come up.
Evelyn Hogan with the Lovington EDC. I wanted to personally invite you to our annual meeting this Friday. Starts at 11:30, from 11:30 to 2:30 at the Troy Harris Center. It's a annual meeting for our membership. So we've invited all our membership to kind of give them an update on projects that we currently have in the works. Blue Pony Energy will be there doing an update on what they're doing. We also have TV's Brew and Barbecue. The state of New Mexico Economic Development will be there as well. And potentially Albertsons. We're not quite sure on Albertsons on their numbers, due to the fact that Marcus is due to have a baby, not him, his wife, due to have a baby any day now. So as of right now, he's on the agenda, but we don't know if he's gonna be able to make it because emergency pregnancy, he's gonna have to go. But as of now, that's the agenda that we have set for this Friday, we will be serving barbecue. Junior with Legendary will be cooking barbecue for everyone that's in attendance. My assistant did email each and every one of you an invitation. If you are planning on going, I don't know if you're required to advertise or if you're allowed to go.
We could put out a notice of a potential quorum.
To the meeting. Robbie did mention that he was gonna be out of town, so if anybody else, if you could please respond to that email. My assistant is very OCD and wants people to register, so she can have a name tag for you when you arrive. So that's all I have. Any questions for me?
Question. If you would, just please pass along, I'm sorry, can't be there, but we're gonna sneak out, so.
Okay.
Anyway, I'd love to be there.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
I forgot to introduce my new assistant.
Oh, absolutely.
This is my new assistant, Miss Carla, Mendoza, sorry, Mendoza. She's my new assistant. She started last Tuesday. She's doing a great job.
Awesome. Well, we are glad you're aboard.
Thank you. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
And most of all.
All right. Brings us to our non-action items. All right, discussion on the adoption of ordinance 618 for code revision and penalty assessment program. I didn't know who.
Mr. Mayor, I'll let Crystal explain most of this, but we've been working on this with the police chief, fire marshal, the judge, code enforcement, animal services, and I don't know who else for a year. And basically what it is working within our ordinances to increase the penalty assessment fees for a whole host of finable infractions of our city ordinance. Anything from window tints to weeds to something in the fire marshal's department. And we do have the two ladies that help us put this together, hopefully joining us by Zoom.
Oh,
They're on.
oh, they're on.
Video or just audio, Tony?
Audio.
Are we all? Crystal, does
Consensus
this?
planning.
Oh, wait, we have video.
Yeah. All right.
Good afternoon.
All right. Thank you. Are you ready for our little presentation?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully you can see it. Okay. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you for having us here this evening. We're calling in from Albuquerque. My name is Jackie Fishman, and I'm with Consensus Planning, and Char Johnson is also here, and she's with Consensus Planning as well. We're going to give a very brief presentation on the penalty assessments and code amendments, and then ask for any comments or questions. Introduction, again, I'm Jackie. Charlene is also on the call. We're both representing Consensus Planning. As City Manager Miranda had mentioned, we work with a number of staff from the city of Lovington, including David, Crystal, the judge, his assistant, fire marshal, police chief, code enforcement, and animal protection. So we had a good group of people that we really appreciated their input, and I don't think we've been working for quite a year, but probably 7 months, something like that, so close enough. Just for just a little bit of background on Consensus Planning, if you're not familiar with us, we've been around since 1991. We're based in Albuquerque. We provide planning and landscape architecture services for public and private sector clients throughout the state of New Mexico. And just to jog your memory, we have a very long history in Lovington and Lee County. I think there was a previous comprehensive plan to this, but the ones that I could find, 2003, we did your comprehensive plan. We also did the counties a couple of years later, the equestrian center, the fire station project, the downtown MRA plan. Shar and I both worked on together with Lovington Main Street, and that was a really good experience. Just last year, we worked on the Lee County Behavioral Health Study. You probably heard about that. And then, of course, our landscape group did the US 82 landscape design on Main Avenue. In terms of our scope of work, as the city manager mentioned, we looked at your penalty assessments. Right now, they're currently in your municipal code, which is not, in our opinion, best practice. Because if you want to change your penalties, then you have to update your code. And you don't want to do that every time you change your penalties. So as a result, your penalties haven't been changed in many, many years, and they're very low. So our scope of work included organizing the penalty assessments into a table and into its own ordinance. We divided the penalties into traffic violations, code enforcement, animal enforcement, and then fire department. And then as the other side to that is we had to propose amendments to the existing municipal code because the code has references to sometimes very specific penalties, very low. Sometimes they just say there's a penalty, but don't really cite what the penalty is. So we went through the code and tried to find all the instances where it talks about penalties, and we did a red line version, which is part of the ordinance that you're considering. We also had ongoing meetings every couple weeks with the team. And then, of course, we are looking to get this adopted, hopefully by the city commission. This slide just shows an example of one of the pages. It's many, many pages. The traffic violations are have the most penalties of all the different categories, but it is categorized by type. We included a reference to the municipal code section, and then also a reference to the applicable violations. So sometimes they are one and the same, and sometimes they're totally different. And that's a result of how the code was put together, not very consistently. Our penalties currently, they range from, or the ones that we are proposing, range from $74 as low all the way to $529. Some penalties are graduated in fees from the first to the second offense. And then I have one example for off-street parking violation, goes from $329 for the first violation to $500 for the second violation. And these I should say these penalties were provided to us. We didn't make them up. Just to be clear about that. The code amendments, we have, and this is in your in the ordinance. We have what I like to call a cheat sheet. I believe it's on page 7, and it just gives you an idea of all the sections in the code that are proposed to change. In some places, we are adding language, some we are deleting, and some we don't have any language at all. So it's a little bit of a mix of changes. Again, in the current code, the traffic violations range from $20, which is very, very low, for driving off highway motor vehicles adjacent to streets. And in this proposal, we have some that are $300, for instance, littering. So it's a pretty wide range of penalties. The second part, just shows you, on the right, the red line version, anything that's red, underlined, that's been added, also the blue is added, and anything that's struck through, we are proposing to delete. So it's not a lot of content, but there's a lot of instances where, the language gets changed. And the main thing is these references, take the reader back to the penalty assessment schedule, which won't be in the municipal code, but it'll be accessible to whoever wants to see it. And then also, it references the location within the code itself. But it removes all the fees, all the penalty assessments, from the municipal code. And with that, I would stand for any questions you may have.
Questions?
I'd just like to thank you, Jackie and Char, and the team of staff. This will enable code enforcement, the chief of police, the fire marshal, to really have more bite with the community. And it's not only just enforcement, but I mean, some of these fines were ridiculously low, where people would just pay to play. They just pay them every month or whatever, and not remove the window tint or the loud muffler. So this will hopefully cut down, hopefully it will increase our quality of life and help our agencies better enforce our ordinances. It's a very complex process, and it's just a lot of details, painstaking.
It's taking details.
So I strongly urge the commission to recommend, to approve.
Okay. I just want to say thank you for your assistance in this, and it's our opinion that we're going to try to get this moving along and update our ordinances related to this. Any further questions? Any questions from the staff? Public? Hearing none. All right, we'll move on to the next item.
Thank you both.
Thank you very much, ladies.
You're welcome.
All right, code enforcement update regarding distressed property cleanup. Miss, well, oh, there you go. Sorry, you hid back there.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners. On the two distressed properties, the 313 West Avenue E and the 615 South Fourth, we did go ahead and publish the notice in the newspaper. Crystal and I went and took some samples for the asbestos testing. We did send those off. Got the reports back. We had to email Lonnie the reports. One of them came back with asbestos. There's something. All of them came back with asbestos.
For asbestos, which means we cannot remediate, we cannot do that in-house.
I understand.
Yeah.
So the debris pile had stucco, came back hot in the burnt down debris pile, so it's all spread through that debris pile, so it has to be abated. The main house had kitchen flooring, which we did ask Lonnie to distinguish the bids, so we could maybe just get, because some of it's easy enough for him to abate and us go ahead with the demo to save some money. But we haven't got a cost back from him yet on them, so the other trailer with a lot of debris in it had some flooring that was asbestos. And then the one little shed, all the walls, is the texture on the walls, so abating it with them is the best thing, because we can't do that one at all, so. That one's the one I'm gonna do. So there's one mobile home, and I did put a picture of that, did we get that in the slides? I think it's with the resolutions down there. It was, the barn behind the burnt structure, there's no asbestos in that, it's all wood and metal. And then the mobile home behind the main structure at 615 had no asbestos. So those are two structures we can go ahead with as soon as, all the information's gotten together and the resolutions are passed.
One pause on that. I've done these projects with operation cleanup before with asbestos, and I'm not gonna guess a price, but we're gonna have to look at it, because it's gonna be, let's say, $20,000 more than it usually would be. Now, of course, we'd attach that to the lien. The point is, in the meantime, we're paying for it, so we have to figure out where we're gonna take it from. So it's unfortunate, it's a minor setback, but we can still abate the properties.
I drove by there the other day. Are these two properties two different owners, or is it all?
They're two different owners.
They are, okay. Cause the one that faces E, is that right? It has a mobile home on it, and that's it, isn't it? That's the only item on
It
there.
has the mobile home and then that metal shed in the back.
Okay, yes, and then the other one has the
It
house,
has the house.
and then a
two
mobile home that's out.
homes, and then
Oh, is there two? Okay.
There's two
Yeah.
mobile homes, and then there's a shed
Structure.
They turned into a.
They turned into a little home.
A little
They
home.
have squatters at both properties.
Oh, nice.
The one mobile home, the only floor, asbestos on the floor is about,
Turn back in a bathroom and
It's
it's
that
a little
back bathroom.
it's very small.
5 by 7 foot area.
Yeah.
So if we can get just some abatement for that, we'll be able to demo the rest of the structure, so. I did ask him to differentiate on those prices, so maybe we can get that price lower. There are like I said, the debris pile and the little shed they turned into a home with the texture on the walls, those will have to be removed by them. We don't have any choice in those. The texture's too friable. It's in such bad condition, we couldn't. You just need to demo it as complete asbestos.
Never easy.
Never is.
Anything else?
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
All right. All right, brings us to our next item, discussion of janitorial services at the Lovington Magistrate Court.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, the reason I bring this before you is because these services were enacted by resolution. Originally, the current contractor took care of cleaning the magistrate court when it was in the Denton building for approximately a set amount. When magistrate court and Judge Clayton is here, when they moved to the new building, it was bigger. So by ordinance, we set a fee that we paid them, but what the judges wanted to do is to go out for an RFP for janitorial services. However, I gave Patrick the resolution. It doesn't have a renewal date or an end date. It's kind of in perpetuity. So I wanted his opinion on this, and I don't know if the judge wants to speak. It's just for the ability to go out and, entertain bids for services.
And thank you, David, for allowing me to speak, and good evening, commissioners and everybody else that's here.
Yeah.
I'm not actually here as a judge or representing the AOC. It's more like as a tenant of the building. And the reason we have these issues is poor David's had to hear me. And I don't like to rid anybody of their employment opportunities or their business as a business owner. Certainly that doesn't make me comfortable to speak of someone who's, I don't feel like is doing their job. But the bottom line is our building has not been cleaned properly, I don't think, since we moved in. In fact, a couple and it kind of started when we got a note from the janitorial company about that we had some dirty dishes in the sink and that wasn't part of their contract. And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of boiled my blood a little bit. So no problem, let's have a look at your contract and we'll see what's been done and what's not. Well, I'd never seen it, so when I looked over it, I went, man, more than half of this stuff is not getting done. The windows have never been cleaned, and then last Friday, they were suddenly getting cleaned, but we had a jury trial on Friday, so as we're doing the jury trial, we have jury members coming and saying, hey, there's no toilet paper in the bathrooms in the public area. And those have been a source of contempt for a while about them. I don't know if y'all quite know, but we had a massive leak in the court from one of the jail cell areas. It leaked for months and months. The janitorial service, I felt like should have probably caught that it was leaking, but they have never cleaned the jail cell areas. It's been cleaned once since we've been in the building, 3 years or something like that. And like I said, I hate to be a complainer about things, and poor David's had to put up with me because the building has all kinds of issues that are a whole different issue.
Besides that.
Yeah, but I thought at least it can be clean, and so we've got, you know, I've seen dead bugs lay on the floor for weeks before they finally get vacuumed up, and I don't know if the building's just too big for him to take care of, or if maybe we need to have somebody else look at it. I will say that at one point, and I've got photos, I don't know if y'all wanna see them or not, but they really don't, they don't accurately show kind of what it looks like, but I do have photos if y'all wanna see those, but, I just think that it's time to at least give the opportunity for someone else to look at it. At one point, David sent over, some of the city workers, I guess that she works for the city. Holy cow, that place smelled so good. It never smelled that clean. It was, and I think she worked in there for 2 hours and it looked like a completely different building. And so, really, that's all I've got, to say about that. I don't mind building some questions if y'all have any, or if you wanna see the photos, like I said, I don't know if they show very much, but y'all are more than welcome to pass them around if you'd like.
Questions, commissioners? Patrick, I have a question for you. If you
Yes.
looked it over, where do we stand? And thank you, Judge.
Well, I think there's two ways to take a look at it. One is to see exactly where we are as far as the current contract. So normally what you see happen is you enter into a contract and it just gets renewed. So we may be coming up on that, the end of that. There's also some provisions in the contract that talk about what would constitute a breach. Notice, typical 30-day notice, those kinds of things. And so if it's a situation where it's easier to go out to RFP, if we're coming up on the end of one of the contractual terms, that'd be the easy way to go. If we're just starting one, let's say we're 2 months into that, then I'd have to take a look. We don't want to, wait the other 10 months. I think we can move forward with notice provisions. I'll get an opportunity to sit down with the judge and see specifically what each one of those are. Get them out there, they've got 30 days to cure, and it doesn't sound like they're really gonna do much if the judge has already talked to them about a few issues and there's not been any change. So those are the two options that we have. One's gonna be a little bit easier than the other.
Sure. Okay. Hopefully we get this problem solved. All right. This moves us to our action items. Floor is open for a motion on item number 1.
I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-075, 5-foot encroachment and the 20-foot easement behind 1101 North Main Street.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for adoption of this resolution. Ms. Ball, do you have this one? All right.
So if you guys remember, we went over this, back in the end of June meeting. And, I had to get with Lee County Electric on where they would want a fence or any concrete or any work near those guidelines at the back. So we looked at it. First we looked at them concreting the entire alley and putting the fence up at the 4-foot mark into the easement. That would be 1.5 feet away from, the guidelines. Lee County Electric is fine with that. If they were gonna concrete the whole alley, which they're not going to, Lee County, wanted like a 4-foot, a 2-foot on each side clearance. So but with them not doing anything on the rest of the 15 foot of the alleyway, Lee County Electric is fine with them just being 1 foot to 1.5 feet off of that guideline with their fence and concrete. So that's what we're looking at. They wanna, cause if they put their fence at the property line, you got basically 5 foot to the guidelines. There's 5 foot, nothing's gonna fit between there. It's gonna be hard to maintain, it'll be easier to maintain. And the old fence actually is just a little bit further back than what they wanna put this fence. The old fence actually went past the guidelines, and the guidelines were in that older fence that was there, so. The owners are here if you have any questions for them, but really we're just, we're still working on the other port, the other light up front. They have to, NMDOT still wants some site plans and stuff from them first before they do anything on that. But this is something we can take care of on our site, so.
Okay. Thank you. Questions? Staff comment? Public comment? Hearing none. Ms. Shannon?
Commissioner Ramon,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez.
Yes.
All right.
I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-082, approve the city participation in demolition of property at 313 West Avenue E.
Second.
Oh, we have a motion and a second. Approval of this resolution.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, I wanted to check with the commission on 82 and 83 due to the fact that since this was put on the agenda, it came back for asbestos. And before you vote on the demolition, would you want to know the cost involved, the extra cost involved?
I always like to go into something knowing the cost, so yes. If we're unsure of those, then I think if we were to postpone them, or
Want to postpone both for the next meeting?
if you, that depends on whether that will give you time to get the cost estimates, that's why.
I should be able to get them back from him by the next meeting, yeah.
All right.
I really thought I'd have them today, but I hadn't seen nothing from him, so I'll bug him and I'll make sure to get those before the next meeting.
All right.
So you just read 83
You
as a
are-
table.
I'm sorry.
And we read to amend that one and then just read 83 as a table.
Yeah.
Okay, can you amend 82 to table until the next meeting?
Do I have a second on it?
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to postpone this until our next regular session. Ms. Shannon?
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramon,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-0083, approve the city participation in demolition of property at 615 South Fourth Street to table it until the next meeting.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for postponement of this ordinance. Ms. Shannon?
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramon.
Yes.
All right.
I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-084, advertise ordinance 618 for revisions to the Lovington Municipal Code with the adoption of the penalty assessment program. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval of resolution 085. Any further discussion? One question I had, and maybe I missed it, does this include the penalty assessment? I didn't have it in my packet, or I couldn't find it.
Okay, so yeah, the penalty assessment, so we have to change the wording in the code.
I understood that
That's the
part.
amendments, and then there will be the penalty assessment, like, it'll look like a chart.
Okay.
And it will be added to the code, and that
Okay.
is gonna be in, this is just the resolution to advertise.
I
So
realize
we
that.
didn't have all of it.
And if it's helpful, one thing that wasn't part of the PowerPoint is, I'd like to show the commission a before and after by the code. So in other words, the old penalty and what the new penalty is going up to. You'll have a chance to review it before the next meeting when you have to vote on it.
All right. I was just making sure it was a complete package. So. All right. Any further discussion? Staff comment? Public comment? Hearing none, Ms. Shannon?
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramon,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner White.
Yes. I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-085, approve participation in local government road fund program administered by New Mexico Department of Transportation.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion second. The approval of resolution, I think I said 085, so on the last one, so it's 085. Crystal?
Yeah, Mayor and
Okay.
Commissioners, this is, the LGRF grant I wrote for to microseal, several different sections of streets all throughout town, totaling about 2.37 miles. There's a little map, shows a few of them. The request was originally for anyways, we got more than what we originally requested. The NMD DOT funds in this program had more than what was requested out of it, so with the, few requesters, we're usually the same people that get the funds almost every year. They divvied up the rest of those funds, so that's why we got a little bit more, so we'll be able to actually put some micro seal down on a few additional streets rather than just the ones that were chosen.
Okay.
So me and Bernardo and Larry will work to, see the additional funds that we got, which was, 50-something thousand extra. And we'll pick a couple of streets that need some help, and, the micro seal just kind of helps hold them together for a little bit longer till we can do something better with them, so.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I did notice 17th, maybe where we do some micro sealing, because it is getting pretty clear up.
Especially at the fire station.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was gonna say on the north end, it's not in good shape.
And sometimes it's past micro seal help, so.
Yeah.
We'll look at them and we'll pick those areas and let you guys know where we're gonna do it.
All right.
And if you have any suggestions, definitely send them my way so we can look at those areas.
Questions, commissions? Okay, none. Staff comment? Public comment? Ms. Shannon?
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramon,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez.
Yes.
All right.
I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-086, approve RFQ 2026-005, temporary accounting services.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Ms. Bold, I would bet you're gonna have a little input here.
I'm gonna turn it over to Michael Backcourt.
Oh, okay.
But, just to go over his recommendations, we had a meeting. We had 7 applicants, so, I was very impressed with the breadth and, of the, reports that came in, the qualifications. We narrowed it down to 5 for your approval. I sent it, I apologize for sending it over the weekend, but we did it late Friday night. And then I got the report and the evaluations and everything together for you on Saturday. I also put it on your desk so you have a, hard copy of it. They all had what we needed. Some, had a little bit more information as far as an action plan. There was some that were aggressive, those were rated in the top 3, Mike wants to come up and go over them. That had a 90-day aggressive plan. We also had, a couple of the companies look at our FY24 audit that's listed on the state auditor's website and reviewed that and reviewed some of the findings and stuff that we had and put that into the action plan. So, I can speak on the RFQ process. It was a very clean process and we had some great applicants. So Michael, do you wanna talk about it?
Sure. So, after the evaluation process, it was, my advisement, for the top 3, to proceed. My top 3, or the committee's top 3 were, Cherry, Becker, Eddie Bailey, and REDW. Like Ms. Bolt said, the aggressiveness to begin the process, the ability to staff, give us the staff that we need, the training, as well as to provide, once we get a full staff here, they'll provide that training capabilities to enhance the finance department. And then the audit readiness, they're all auditing firms, they're familiar with the audit. And so I think it's just beneficial, with these larger firms that can supply the help that we need and the timeline that we need it in, to get us going in the right direction. So those 3 were my recommendations. Also, we added, concluded that Clifton Larson Allen and CRI advisors submitted qualified proposals, and we threw them in there to be considered as well by the city commission. But you'll have those 5 to look at.
Okay, let's back up because, are you sure it's CRI? I thought that was one that we,
Well, there were 7 applicants, of which the committee narrowed it down to 5. As the
Right.
commission knows, you can choose up to 3, because these are on-call contracts where we don't have to go out to RFP. The purpose of retaining 3 was we could, one could hypothetically help with the audit preparation. The other could hypothetically help with in-house day-to-day bookkeeping and accounting services. Some of these firms are good for the big stuff, others are good for the small stuff.
I was just clearing up language
Yeah.
primarily. I think he misspoke is the reason I said that.
On the CRA.
There's these
Yes,
2 pages.
yeah.
Fight with each other.
Okay. That was not in the 5 we recommended.
Correct.
Sorry.
I don't think.
It's a Marson.
No, it wasn't in the 5.
Now,
Dickey.
Ms. Bolt, I'm sorry, I'm gonna bother you one more time. Okay, kind of give, I was here, so I understand it a little bit, but tell the commission about the 3. In other words, we are going to pick 3, is that what you're?
So I wrote the RFQ to allow you to pick up to 3 potential vendors.
Mhm.
So they have been awarded through the RFQ process. At that point, it was very specifically stated that this is not a guarantee of any kind of minimum work or anything like
Right.
that, but it allows you to have these services on call. So if we have a contract that goes over 60,000, we don't have to continue to go back through this process.
Mhm.
At that point, I have turned it over to the city manager and Michael Benecourt we'll send them an award letter tomorrow, and of course, they'll negotiate exactly what is needed as far as accounting services. RFQs are very similar to RFPs, so we don't just take we review it and determine based on these recommendations. So even though the evaluation scores may look a little bit different, I defer to the finance director with what he considered would be the best for him. So that's how we came to the top 3. They were all qualified, they were all excellent, can't go wrong. We just really looked at timeline, and we have a software system, Tyler Encode, which is a little bit tricky, and we didn't want to get into something that was going to be a learning curve for these organizations. We needed someone that put out in their RFQs that they were familiar with Tyler.
Thank you. No, I'm sorry to have you.
No, that's okay. Yeah, but do you want me to?
And Mr. Betancourt, and I know that in basically when we talked about this on Friday, Cherry Beckers and Edie Bailey both were Tyler Encode.
As was
Familiar.
REDW.
That was the one I was going to ask you. Somehow I either missed it or whatever. So all 3 of your top 3 recommendations are already familiar with our particular software.
Correct.
Awesome. That's good to know.
So basically on the scoring system, it would be the 1st, 2nd, and 4th. Firm.
And this worked really good. Like, I'm like, why don't we pick 2 engineers so when one's busy, they can call the other and we don't just
Exactly.
wait on them all the time. So, can I amend my resolution to award to Terry Becker, Edie Bailey, and REDW?
Second.
Okay. A motion and a second on the amended resolution. Any further discussion? Questions from commissioners?
I just want to say thank you to those of y'all that worked on it. y'all did a really good presentation in my packet. Good job.
Thank you. Staff comment? Public comment? Ms. Shannon?
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-089, approve New Mexico Clean and Beautiful Grant.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval of this resolution. Let me get it.
Mayor and Commissioners, this grant is a grant that we've been fortunate enough to receive quite often over the years. We've gone in a different direction with our other grant funding that we have for the senior center with the remodeling of the ADA sidewalks and parking lot and the interior. We wanted to align this grant with that project, and this would go for a mural for the Senior Citizen Center. We'd like it to present, I'm presenting our grant projects on Wednesday. If anyone would like to attend, I was told they had chicken fried steak that day and that it's very popular. So I'll have a handout. We have 3 separate grants that we're combining for different projects. We have $750,000 for them. And this will just be a way to explain to the seniors what's going on at their center, kind of the flow. We're not really quite to that point yet where it's gonna kind of interfere with them coming in and out. But we wanted to attach some kind of colorful mural with their input, with the community's input, to just kind of celebrate the new remodel.
All right. Thank you. Questions? Hearing none. Staff comment? Public comment? Hearing none. Shannon?
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-090, accept fiscal year 27 Title III sub-award agreement for the Lovington Senior Citizen Center.
Hold on.
Second.
I have a motion and second for the approval of this resolution. Ms. Bolt, I'm sorry.
This I wrote out, so I have like 45 seconds to just go over this. The senior center, the Bill McKibben Senior Center, enters into an RFP process, except we do it on the other side. We submit a response to an RFP every 5 years that comes out through a non-metro aging agency. It's administered by Economic Development out of Northeast New Mexico. They issue an RFP. Faye Ferguson and I worked on it. We submitted a great RFP and they awarded us a certain amount for the next 5 years. This will be something that will come to you every year because the funding will be different for FY27 and so on. So this is a federal pass-through grant. It allows the city to continue accepting up to $256,383 in federal and state pass-through funding to operate the Bill McKibben Senior Programs. It includes $11,489 for supportive services, $26,335 for congregate meals, $26,948 for home delivered meals for eligible homebound seniors, and $191,000 plus for overall operations. The annual agreement allows these services to continue without interruption. I also wanted to let the commission know that the Senior Employment Program Agreement, which is a new grant that the Senior Center was awarded, is not included on today's agenda. The reason being, it'll be on the next commission meeting. It is it has a lot of moving parts in that grant, and I wanted a little bit more time to review it and sit down with Faye and discuss what, accepting that grant would be. It's a separate employment, position that she can't use to replace someone at the senior center. So she would actually, with the support of the city staff, have to develop a program just for a part-time senior employee, which is a good program. I just wanted to make sure that she was aware of what all the different reports and what was entailed in doing that. So we have reviewed it and we'll have that at the next meeting for the commission's review. But today, this one is gonna be for the 256,383 approval.
Questions, commissioners? No. Thank you, Ms. Bolt. Staff comment? Public comment? Hearing none. Ms. Shannon?
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Romero.
Yes. I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-091, approve City of Lovington membership to Southeastern New Mexico Economic Development District, COG.
Second.
Motion and second for approval of 091.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, while we were told in January of this year by DFA that we no longer require a fiscal agent, I feel that this alliance is a very small price to pay for the synergies they provide. We're hoping to get our audits done by the end of this year and be up to date. However, if we were to have to go back under a fiscal agent, it would be them. So they provide us a lot of training, education, contacts. So it would be my recommendation to approve.
All right. Questions, commissioners? Okay. I don't see that. Anything further to talk about? Ms. Shannon?
Mayor Roberts.
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Romero,
Yes.
Commissioner White.
Yes. I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-092, approve appointment of Michael Betancourt as interim finance director.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second for approval. Basically, I was the one that put this on here, so that, we could make it, reflect in the minutes that Mr. Betancourt was assuming the role as the interim. But we can stand for any questions if anyone has one. Hearing none. Staff comment? Public comment? Hearing none. Ms. Shannon?
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Romero,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve accounts payable. Second.
Okay, we have a motion second. Pay the bills. I know you added some notes, Mr. Miranda, and I read them, I looked them over. Do you want to discuss them, or does anybody have any questions about it?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I was just trying to head it off at the pass, so to speak. But if there's any additional questions, I'll get those or we have to step.
Questions? Okay, hearing none. Ms. Shannon?
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Romero,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts.
Yes. All right, for those in attendance, we'll be going into closed session. There are no action items after that particular session, so thank y'all for attending.
I'd like to make a motion to go into closed session pursuant to section 10-15-1 NMSA 1978 subsection H2 for limited personnel matters, city manager. Second.
There's a motion and a second to go into closed session. Miss Shannon?
Commissioner Roberts,
One more time.
You.
Yes.
I was just wondering.
Yes.
Commissioner Ramon,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry.
Yes.
All right. Let's take a quick break.